Today's Philadelphia Eagles Now is presented by Manscaped. We have a great deal for the Fly Eagles Fly family and our audience here on Eagles Now. What is it? 20% off and free shipping on the most elite men's grooming products. All you have to do, use that link down below, manscaped.com/chat, promo code chat. Link is hanging out in the comment section and in the description of this video. We begin with a $100 super chat from our guy, Paul. You want to talk about a real one and a super chat MVP? That's our boy, Paul here. Everybody type PC in the chat to show him some love. He said that the Eagles should start Eli Ricks over Josh Jobe, or at least ask that question. Also, what position should Howie trade for that the Eagles need improvement on? And Paul is tuned in from New Orleans. So, I went back and watched the game. And when you think about how the game transpired on Monday night as we shift gears to Week 4 against Washington, I don't think that Josh Jobe had a terrible night. How do I know that? Well, you go back, you watch the tape, and he played pretty well. But there weren't many times in that game on Monday where we were like, Josh Jobe, you blew the coverage. Josh Jobe, somebody got by you. Now, there was that play earlier in the game where he got beat. Baker Mayfield missed the throw. But considering the assignments that Darius Slay and Jobe were assigned to, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, they were pretty much held in check. A lot of that thanks in part to the Eagles' defensive line pressuring Baker Mayfield and the Eagles' rushing defense being stout and dominant so far. But Jobe played pretty well. I do like Eli Ricks, though, and Eagles like him too. That's why he made the initial 53-man roster, and that's why he was active for that game on Monday. As for the position that Howie Roseman should trade for, linebackers have surprised me. Last two games, Zach Cunningham, Nicholas Morrow have played really well, and that's without Nakobe Dean. But if another injury happens there, that could be a concern. They're set along the defensive line. Safety is the other one that concerns me a little bit. Other than that, I really like the makeup of this team, and they're starting to come together. And if it all clicks, Eagles, they could be something special. Dat Boy to Jet with the $10 super chat. When was the last time a rookie made the Pro Bowl? And do you think that Jalen Carter can break the Eagles' record for rookie sacks in a season? So we took a look at some of the numbers here, and there are a couple of statistical figures that we want to pass along. So Corey Simon has the record for the most sacks for a rookie in Eagles franchise history, 9.5. Jalen Carter so far through 3 games, 1.5 sacks, and he's playing less than 50% of the snaps. Can you imagine what he might be able to do if he starts to play more? Eagles' defensive tackle rotation is so good. So they probably want to keep him fresh, but they want to give other players snaps. Fletcher Cox, top 5 in quarterback hits among defensive tackles in the game. Jordan Davis has been awesome. Milton Williams, as good of a backup as it gets at defensive tackle. So, obviously, if Carter continues to ball like this, you want to see him get a little bit of a workload and increase it a bit, and that could allow him to get some more sack numbers. The most sacks in NFL history for a rookie, former Eagle, Javon Curse, he did it with the Tennessee Titans, 14.5 in 1999. I don't think Carter is going to come close to that number. The last Eagles rookie to make a Pro Bowl, because Jalen Carter could definitely make a Pro Bowl this year. I might have to look further at that, but Carter has the ability, and he's been a problem for opposing defenses this year. Lamont Lancaster, NFL trade deadline, October 31st. What trade would you like the Eagles to make? Yeah, so kind of piggybacking off of what we just talked about moments ago, you look at some of those other positions on the show. We talked about like 5 star power trades that the Eagles could make. If they really want to make a massive splash, this would require them freeing up some cap space, and maybe if they don't want to do just a 1-year rental, commit to a long-term deal. Brian Burns last year of his deal. Budda Baker got his deal redone. You have Pat Surtain, Jerry Jeudy, Mike Evans. Mike Evans on the final year of his deal. Like, you look at some of the players on this list, especially with the Denver Broncos, if they continue to sell and they don't have plans to bring back Surtain, or at least for him to be a part of their future because they want to get trade assets back and I guess more so for Judy if they don't think that they're going to bring him back because they dangled him in trade conversations. Could they look to trade some of those types of players? Going to be very interesting as we approach October 31st. Sunday's game, my goodness, already going to be October 1. Millie 315, why hasn't Nolan Smith gotten many reps yet? Did you see him crunch Baker Mayfield on a play where Jalen Carter was able to collapse the pocket? That was the long ball when Mayfield let it loose, took a huge hit from Nolan Smith. The reason why he's not getting a lot of time, the players in front of him and the defensive linemen on this football team. They are stacked along the defensive line. I mean, he's behind guys like Hassan Reddick, Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat. If he could play off-ball linebacker a little bit better, maybe he'd get some snaps. But again, you want him to kind of pin his ears back and get after the opposing quarterback. So he's a rookie, learning the ropes. I think that everybody's vision has been clouded just a bit because they're like, well, Jalen Carter, he looks like an all-pro defensive tackle as a rookie. Where's Nolan Smith? He's a little bit slighter, but Smith has made a little bit of an impact in the limited snaps that he has gotten. The rookies are balling out so far for the Eagles. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Sidney Brown. If you want to ball out and clean up your balls, no better way to do it than with Manscaped. And no better deal out there for what you're getting bang for your buck-wise. 20% off, free shipping, Performance Package 4.0 if you go to manscaped.com/chat, promo code chat. This item here, Lawnmower 4.0, I use it all the time. Below the waist to stay fresh and clean and tidy. I've used it on my chest by switching up the guard, of course. You got to even up those sideburns a little bit to look good. You could do that as well with the Lawnmower 4.0. Interchangeable blade, battery life that lasts forever, water resistant. There's a light on it too where you can kind of see where you're going in some dark areas, right? And also with the Lawnmower 4.0, I rarely, if ever, have to charge it, right? That's another advantage of it. But in the Performance Package 4.0, you also get a nose hair trimmer, crop preserver, ball deodorant, the boxer briefs, most comfortable boxer briefs that I have ever worn, especially when I'm on my runs. I got to be able to keep it moving out there. So, manscaped.com/chat, 20% off and free shipping. We'll put that link down in the comment section and in the description of this video. We appreciate them for supporting the show. Bird Gang Eagles. Do you think the Eagles need some stuff to clean up for Sunday? Definitely. I mean, we saw flashes of life from the Eagles passing attack. A.J. Brown more than 100 yards. I want to see some screen passes to a guy like DeAndre Swift. I want to see some quick hitters to Dallas Scudder. Get some blockers out in front. Let him barrel downfield. I want to see Hurts be on the same page with A.J. Brown again and Devontae Smith again, like they were in Week 2. I want to see the explosive element for this Eagles offense to return. And through the aerial attack, that's when you know that this team is humming like it was last year. I have confidence that they can run the football, and I think they're going to be able to run the football. And they can certainly dominate you physically by doing that. But, you know, if you had the pass game and the run game working, my goodness, you become a very scary team. Our guy Steve, can the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Miami Dolphins? That matchup's coming up in a few weeks, and it's going to be a really good one. I don't think Miami is a 70-point football team every week. It's just not sustainable. It's not possible. They're extremely fast. But Sean Desai is a Vic Fangio disciple. Sean Desai has been a very good coordinator so far. Vic Fangio is the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Some ties there. I like the Eagles' pass rushing ability. I like them getting after Tua Tagovailoa. He loves to get the ball out of his hands very quickly. If you're able to get that pass rush home, it makes his job a little bit more difficult. You rough him up a little bit, and you're able to make him feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's really the speed that you have to defend, and the speed they have it at wide receiver, multiple guys, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They have it at running back, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert. They are so fast on the offensive end. But can that be consistent in this league? I don't think so. Going to be a tall test and a very good one for Philadelphia to see how good their defense is. Andrew Nathan, how do you feel if Bradbury kicks back outside and Sidney takes over the nickel, or would you feel better if we make a trade for a veteran? I love seeing Sidney Brown in the slot. I thought that Josh Jobe, as we talked about a little bit earlier, played some pretty solid football. Darius Slay still bringing it on the outside. If Bradbury kicks outside, that's fine. I mean, he's played well there. Sidney Brown certainly capable of playing the slot. I said it since he was drafted. Sidney Brown is a weapon defensively who's very versatile. We talk about Budda Baker being a chess piece. Sidney Brown at Illinois played in the box. He played slot, little linebacker hybrid, safety. Like, he can play anywhere. And that play that he made on Mike Evans from safety, coming over to that pylon and punching the football loose on what would have been a touchdown throw, that's the 4.4 speed on display. Any way that you can get Sidney Brown on the field more, I think is advantageous for your defense, and it allows him to get that experience so that he's able to progress as a young player. A reminder, join us Sunday. Eagles, Commanders, watch party, live pregame show starts an hour before kickoff at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Turn on those notifications, therefore, when we do go live, you'll know, and you'll be able to join us.